Mia Local Poultry Farm. Now, here again to answer some of your questions. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please take 2 seconds to click that subscription button. Don't forget to like and share with your friends. Here at Mia, we share and everything is for free. So every time you share with a friend, every time you like, you send a comment, this video reaches to other people and we all benefit. Now, why are we here today? Now, we got one question from our previous video. It was from someone from Zambia. I don't remember her name, but she was from Zambia, and she was asking, what do you need if you want to build up a successful farm? What do you need? What does it take to build up a successful farm? We know many of you have been building farms, many of you have starting up farms, and they have not been surviving the first 6 months, the first 1 year. And this person is interested to know, what are the things you need? Because we need to be successful. No one wants to put his or her money in his farm or her farm and then makes losses. So we are here to know what exactly you need if you want to be a successful farmer. But before we get there, welcome to another exciting episode of The Farm With Us, where we get to answer all your questions right here in our farm or at our classroom. Now, Mia Local Poultry Farm is committed, is there to answer all your questions, all your queries. If you have any question, please send us right here in the comment section. You can send it to our WhatsApp number, that is 0705 958 172. Okay, if you're outside Uganda, you just add plus 256, and that's the country code for Uganda. So it is plus 256 705 958 172. You would have reached Mia Local Poultry Farm. Now, Mia Local Poultry Farm, again, I have to remind you, it is located along Fort Potro Road in Chenjojo District, along Fort Potro Road in Chenjojo District, in a place called Ruivale. That's where you're going to find Mia Local Poultry Farm. Even if you search on YouTube, on Google, any search engine, you just put in Mia Local Poultry Farm. They will give you our directions, where we are found, and our contacts. Now, we don't want to waste a lot of time. Let's go straight to the question for today. Now, like I've said, the question for today, we want to know, if you want to be a successful farmer, what do you need? Okay, what are the things you need to put in place so that you can succeed? You can also be like the Mia Local Poultry Farms. You can be like other poultry or animal farms. Let it be cattle, let it be goats. What we're going to talk about today does not apply only to the local chicken or to the chicken. It applies to every kind of farm. Okay, so please listen from the beginning to the end, because at the end we always give some bonus tips. So I don't think you want to miss anything. Now, without wasting a lot of time, number one, if you want to build up a successful farm, okay, if you want to build up a very successful farm, so I assume you people have a pen and paper. There are going to be 6 things that you need. Only 6 things. Okay, many of you are going to talk of capital, many are going to talk of, but yes, you need capital, you need money to start, but that's not what we're going to look at, because many of you have money. Many of you have invested a lot of money into your farms, into the things that you want to start up, and still you don't come out as successful farmers. Okay, there is a little bit of sun here. I think, let me get to a shade. Yes, I think it's much better here in this corner. Now, you'll excuse, there is a lot of sun in Uganda. So, guys, we need to pray for each other. The temperatures sometimes rise to, those abnormal temperatures, but by the grace of God, we are doing good. Okay, that's not for today. Let me not get away from the topic. Now, I have just said we need to have 6 things in place if you need to be a successful farmer. Now, these 6 things are the ones we're going to look at. Number one, the very first thing, when you get the idea of starting up a farm, what is the first thing you should do? The first thing you should do, number one, is to acquire knowledge about that thing you want to do. Okay? I don't want you to start up a farm basing on your neighbor's success, basing on your friend's success, basing on your relative's success. Because Mia is doing this, and then you also think you can do that. Okay? Because I have a shop, maybe a hardware or something, then tomorrow you get money, you sell your plot of land, you sell your land in the village and start up a same shop I'm doing. Even if you put it in the same location where I am, you may not be as successful as me. Okay? Yes, you can be successful, but please, the first thing we have said, acquire knowledge. So number one is going to be acquire as much information, acquire as much knowledge as you can. Okay? That is our very, very first point. Now, what is the second point? Now, the second point is very interesting. Now, this applies to the livestock. Okay? Now, the livestock, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about chicken, I'm talking about rabbits, cattle, sheep, goats, whatever have you. Now, after acquiring enough knowledge, and you say, okay, I want to deal in poultry farming. Now, the second thing you're going to need to do is to look for good genetics. We always talk about genetics. What are genetics? What do we mean? Let me break it down for you. Okay? Now, after knowing that you want to do local poultry, let's assume local poultry, be it goat, be it anything. Now, out of the poultry, you zero down to the local poultry, or you zero down to the broilers or to the crailers, whatever you have chosen. Now, after zeroing down to that, now you go ahead and look for the good genetics. How do you get the good genetics? There are so many local poultry, there are so many local birds that are in so many farms. But then, don't look for those birds that were inbred. Don't look for those poor birds. Okay? If you are doing goats, don't look for the local goats. Because you know the local goat is going to take about 2 years to produce, and if you go for these hybrid goats, let's say the Boas, the Savannahs, they're going to take only 6 months or 7 months to conceive. Now, the Savannah or the Boa may be a little expensive compared to the local goat. Okay? But remember, this local goat needs about 2 years for it to conceive. Now, by the time it conceives, the Savannah would have given you already about 3 kids. Okay? Now, when you add the 3 kids to the mother, those are 4 goats. Now, even if you bought it at, let's say, 500,000 and the local goat was at 300,000, fine, you wanted to save 200,000. But now, by the time that young goat gets pregnant to give you a baby, you already have 4 or 3 babies. With this one here, you added the 200,000 to purchase. Now, people, this is very, very important. Whenever you decide to do something, please go for the good genetics. Don't go and buy this poor local chicken from the market, because everyone who has a problem is going to take his chicken to the market. And then you go there, you buy them, and you start rearing them. Now, you are the kind of people who are going to be disturbing us. That, you know, a rare local poultry, but they are not doing good, they are getting sick every day. You know, you are treating this, treating that, because the genetics were poor. Those chickens, as they were growing up, they were not immunized, they were not given enough nutrients that they wanted. Okay? So, very important, we said, number one, acquire knowledge. Get as much information as you can. If you come to me, a local poultry farm, we shall give you the best training. We shall train your farm managers, your farm workers, and we shall equip you with everything that you need, so that by the time you decide to do local poultry, you know at least what you're entering in, you know what you need to do, you know what you need to purchase. And then number two, we have now talked about genetics. We said if you're looking for buying, if you're looking to buy these 1-day-old chicks, 1-month-old chicks, don't buy from every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is rearing local poultry. Like I have told you, please get people that are well recommended, people that have a reputation, people that have something to lose. I know if you come to me, a local poultry farm, and they give you very poor genetics, very poor chickens, maybe if they were inbred or maybe they didn't come out well, and we have seen all this. How does this come about? If they were inbred, if you put very poor eggs into the incubator because you're looking for money, you don't care, you don't want to make losses, if you don't immunize, we're going to come to that. Okay, now number one, to remind you again, I'll be going back and forth. We said number one is acquire as much information or knowledge as you can. Number two, look for good genetics of that livestock you want to start up. What is number three? Number three, feeding, or let's call it nutrition. Now, what is nutrition? You guys know nutrition. I'm not going to teach you about that. Everyone knows what feeding means. Now, if you're doing with goats, if you're doing with chicken, if you're doing with cattle, sheep, piggery, what have you, please, I want you to know as you are starting up that business, what is going to make you thrive, what's going to make you shine in this business are the feeds that you are giving those livestock. Me, when I'm looking at these chicken, when I'm looking at these goats and sheep, I call them machines. You know, when I'm looking at my birds, I call them machines, and the feeds are the raw materials. Okay, take it like that. The feeds you are giving this chicken are the raw materials, and the birds themselves, they are like the machines, because the machines need the raw material to give you a product that you're going to sell. Now, apply it to the birds. Okay, now you have your birds, you have these local birds, okay, and you are giving them these nice feeds, you are giving them all these good concentrates, okay, that you are buying expensively, that you are investing a lot of money, of course, plus the maize and other things. Now, that means these chickens are going to be healthy. They are going to give you the best products you can ever get. Now, when you get these products, what is going to happen? You're going to sell these products and you're going to be successful in your business. So, 70 to 80% of the farm costs, the daily farm costs, goes to the feeds, because it's all about feeding, and feeding. Okay, so let's assume if you are spending 50,000 shillings on your farm daily, depending on how big the farm is, trust me, more than 45,000 shillings is all going to the feeds. Because if you take shortcuts, if you don't feed these birds well, if you don't feed those animals well, they are not going to put on those muscles for the people to buy them for, you know, consumption, consuming the meat or the beef. So, likewise in chicken, if you don't give them the right amount of feed, they're not going to give you they're not going to lay the eggs that you expect. And we said in local poultry, we only look at the eggs. We don't look at the beef so much. Because these eggs, they're the ones who are going to sell as fertilized eggs. They're the ones who are going to hatch to get the 1-day-old chicks. They are the ones who are going to hatch and brood our birds up to 1 month. So that's where the money is. These parent stock are like machines. The feeds we give them are the raw materials. The eggs they give us are the final products that we are going to add value and sell to our market. Now, so far we have looked about 3 things. Okay, 1 was acquiring enough knowledge. 2 was trying to establish and get good genetics. Number 3, we have looked about nutrition, call it feeding. Now we go to number 4. What is number 4? Okay, number 4 is equally very important. Management. What's management? You know, management, whatever you call it. I don't want to use a lot of anyway, let's get away from there. Now, management. What do I mean when I talk of management? Now, every farm needs a good manager. Every farm needs to be managed very well, because if you don't manage your farm very well, those boys, those girls that you keep at your farm are the ones who are going to fail you. I repeat this. You can put in a lot of money, build very beautiful structures like you see right here, okay? Set up everything well, buy good genetics, okay? Those good breeds that you're going to buy expensively. Put in the best feeds you can, but get those farm managers or farm workers that are going to fail your business. People, when we talk about farm managers, me, I call everyone who is at my farm a manager. Anyone who enters into the chicken house, he or she is a manager, because they are, you know, they can do anything that you'll regret for the rest of your life. How do you treat these people? First of all, how did you employ these people? Did you train these people? Do they know what they are doing? Most of you, when you're looking for these farm managers or when you're looking for these farm workers, all you do is to call people and tell them that, you know what, you call in your village and you're like, can you get for me someone who can look after my farm, and they want to give him about 100,000 or 80,000. That is all you care about, how much you're paying this boy. But what is this boy going to do at your farm? Is he going to do any good? Is he going to add any value to your farm? Is he able to do what you tell him to do while you are away? Okay, this is why I tell you always and always, bring those boys and we train them for you. It's not us. When I talk of bringing them to train them for you, I'm not saying that bring them to me, a local poultry farm, but take them wherever you can take them and they acquire these skills and knowledge. Because most of you, the farm owners, you are not always at your farms. These are the boys that you leave at your farms to manage. Now imagine you have invested 50 million, you have invested 100 million, 300 million, okay, even 30 million, and then you want to bring this boy and pay him 50,000. What does he have to lose in case of anything? If he wakes up in the morning and these birds are dead, how is he even going to care? The only thing he will say, today we lost 5 birds, okay, the other day we lost, I don't remember, I think there were 7. He doesn't even remember because he's not taking records, okay? Now when you talk of management, I'm also enclosing the record keeping, because I don't want to bring it as a topic of its own, but all that goes into management. Now people, I'm not saying that giving them 100,000 is too much or is little or is that, but then make sure they give you value for the money you pay. Don't look at this 50,000 that you're giving these boys. These boys need motivation. Motivate them. If you don't motivate these boys, they are the ones going to steal your chicken, steal your eggs, steal your goats and cattle, because they have these small problems. Now I'll give you an example. Imagine someone is rearing for you 300 birds and you're paying him 100,000. Now, no, if he is managing, let's say, about 300 goats. Now each goat is about, let's say, 500,000. Now 300 of them is more than 150 million. And you're paying this guy 80,000, and on the 80,000 you don't even pay it well, okay? The month ends, you are like, I have 30, I'll give you the rest. These boys have problem. These boys are going to start stealing those goats from you, okay? They're going to start stealing these goats. After all, they don't have anything to lose. Even if you fire him, he'll go back because he's also a failed fella somewhere, okay? Treat them right. Give them the respect they need. Talk to them. And when I say talk to them, don't talk to everyone. Talk to the top managers. Let them manage those boys. Because some of you, the farm owners, have this tendency of putting a manager, and then you put spies over that manager, and then you put spies to spy the other spies that are spying this manager, and then you make life complicated for you, okay? Even if someone breaks a cup, you're going to get like 6 phone calls. This one calls, the other one calls, do you know this one, the manager broke a cup? Then the other one calls the cleaner, do you know the other guy saw the manager breaking a cup but he didn't say anything. And it's going to become, because they know they can talk to you, the manager cannot even control them, even if they don't do anything good at the farm. Because whenever the manager talks to them, they say, no, I will talk to the boss, I will talk to boss. Because you always talk to them, okay? It's good to have the relationship. It's good to have the relation with your farmers, but then at least try to keep a distance. Try to put the trust into these top managers so that they can manage the other managers for you. If a manager doesn't have a power to fire and hire, okay, because these boys know the manager cannot fire them, then they're not going to listen to him. But give them those powers, because they are the same people that stay with these managers, I mean the small managers on the same farm, and they know who is working, who is not working, who is doing this, who has a long hand, you know, to steal and everything. So I don't want to take a long time on that point of management, but if you have good management, trust me, you're going to have a very successful farm. Now we go to our point number 5. Now point number 5 is going to be vaccination stroke immunization. People, I will say this again and again and again. These genetics, these good genetics, these hybrid goats and chickens and cattle, okay, they are not like those indigenous ones. Those are local ones we used to have. Even now the local poultry, they're not like the same local ones we used to have as we were growing up in the 90s, in the 2000s. No, okay, these things live on, they survive mostly on the vaccinations. Those vaccines, please vaccinate these birds, vaccinate these animals at the right time. Every time you buy chicks from us, chicks from me, a Local Poultry Farm, we give you a chart that you're going to follow when you are vaccinating these birds. We tell you you're going to vaccinate up to about, let's say, 2.5 months, and then you're going to be vaccinating Newcastle for the next 2 years, for as long as these birds are still on your farm. But most of you, we give you these charts, you go vaccinate the first time, vaccinate after the brooder, you can vaccinate like once or twice and think you're done. People, these birds are going to die. These birds are going to get fowlpox and they will never give you any egg. We have talked about diseases. We have talked about so many things. We have talked about why we need to vaccinate these things. You people, you know these things. I don't want to come here and I be repeating myself. We have so many videos talking about the same. Okay? Go and watch those videos. At Mia Local Poultry Farm, I remind you, our telephone number is 0705 958 172. Okay, we take you through everything. We tell you what you need to know and what you need to do. We farm with you until we are sure that you know what you are doing, and then we can wish you the best of luck. Now let's go to point number 6, and this is the most important one. What is this point? Whenever you are starting up this business, please do some research on the market. So our point number 6 and the last one is marketing. People, even if you have 1,000 cows or cattle, even if you have 1,000 goats, even if you have 1,000 trays of eggs, even if you have 10,000 chicks that you are hatching every day or every week, without market, you are nothing. I repeat this. If you don't have market, a market is one of the most important things that you people overlook. I always tell you, Mia, when we had just started, okay, we were even not having fertilized eggs, even we are not having the chicks yet, but we would go ahead and advertise and tell you people, do you need chicks? Because if I know I need chicks, you know, if I get a customer who needs these chicks, it's going to be easier for me to call someone, okay, that I trust to give me fertilized eggs. I take them to the incubator, I hatch these chicks, and I give them to this person who needs them. Now, first, I'm going to be hitting 2 stones with bird stone. The first bird, I'm going to be making money out of this. Remember, these eggs are coming from another farm. Now, that's where I say, you people who say a tray of eggs doesn't go for 30,000 shillings. The tray of fertilized local eggs. I don't know where you sell your eggs. I don't know where you buy your eggs from. But a very well fertilized egg, okay, each one goes for 1,000. A tray has 30 eggs, and that is 30,000 Ugandan shillings. So if you're buying 60 trays, if you're buying 100 trays, just do the multiplication and you know how much money you're going to be collecting. We're not here for eggs. We are here to talk about marketing. You people, if you don't know marketing, please come to me, a Local Poultry Farm. Okay? Dial that number +256 9 +256 705 958 172. Okay, reach us at Mia Local Poultry Farm. We are going to take you through the marketing. People, we are going to train you how to sell those fertilized eggs. We are going to train you how to sell the 1-day-old chicks. Now, today is Monday, 2nd of March. I repeat, today is Monday, 2nd of March. And we are going to hatch about 2,500 chicks, 1-day-old chicks. Every Monday, we tell you, every Monday we hatch more than 2,500 chicks, whether we have orders, whether we don't have orders. But all these chicks, we sell them off. You people, when you come to me looking for these fertilized eggs, you say they don't sell at 30,000. Me, I will even sell it at even more than that, because I have so many people who are waiting to take these chicks. Some have put in their orders, some just give us calls and take them. Some are now used that every Monday we hatch, so they come and buy from our offices, our farm in Chenjojo. So for as long as people know that you're doing good things, for as long as people know that you're doing good services, you are giving them the best products, you're giving them the chicks that are well vaccinated, you are doing the right thing. People will always come and buy from you. These are some of the things that we teach you. These are some of the things that we train you when you come for farm training. How do you tell me that you have more than 100 eggs and they are seated in a store and you don't know what's happening, what you're going to do with them? I always tell you here that those eggs, once they are fertilized, please don't make them stay at your farm for more than 14 days. Because one, they are going to go bad. Even if they don't even go bad, the embryo inside, that chick inside, is going to die. So you're going to take these eggs to the hatchery, and they are not going to hatch. They're going to come up as unhatched eggs. Because I told you, when we are hatching these chicks, at about 17 to 18 days, we do what we call candling. Now, candling helps us to remove the clear eggs. These eggs that were not fertilized, we call them clear eggs. Okay? And after removing the clear eggs, we put back all the eggs that have the embryo or have the chick inside the hatchery. Now, these eggs are going to come out as unhatched eggs. You know what are unhatched eggs, if I'm talk about it? These are the eggs after the chicken has hatched, those eggs that will remain there. It doesn't mean that they were not fertilized, but those chicks were, maybe they died inside, maybe so many things happen. Now, you don't want to get all your 100 eggs, your 200 trays of eggs you're keeping in stores to have the unhatched, to become unhatched, because you are losing a lot of money out of this. People, come, we train you. Come to me, a Local Poultry Farm along Fort Potro Road in Chenjojo District, Rui Valley Trading Center. We shall train you, we shall equip you with all the information that you need to know. So sorry, I will not go beyond here. I think the sun is getting high and high. I told you we are in this dry season here in Uganda, and yes, we know we are waiting for the rain so that we can start planting. I told you, people, the best you can do if you have land. We are lucky we have a big land, and so we don't suffer so much with the feeds. So if you can plant as much maize as you can, please do, because maize takes about 70% of the mixed feed, the final mixed feed. Most of it is maize. So if you don't have maize, you people are in trouble, because you're going to be spending a lot of money. And I always tell you, if you want to have a successful farm, you need to cut your costs. So for as long as you are putting so much money in the cost of production, you are going to be having trouble at your farm, because money is not there, people. We are all here because we are looking for money. So we are trying to equip our fellow farmers to be successful. Now, by being successful, you're not going to be successful if you're spending a lot of cash buying this, buying that. So that's why we say, if If you're not in a town setup, if you're in a village and you have land, please plant as much maize as you can. Okay, plant as much maize as you can to cut down the cost of production on feed. So I'll not go beyond here, guys. I love you so much. Me, a Local Poultry Farm, as usual, is located along Fort Potro Road, River Valley Trading Center, Chenjojo District, on 0705 958 172. I repeat again, for those of you who are not in Uganda, +256 is the country code, then 705 958 172. Call us if you need 1-day-old chicks. Call us if you need those chicks that are 1 month. Those are point of lay. If you need roosters to go and serve your birds, if you need fertilized eggs, whatever you need, so long as it is local chicken. Don't call us if you need broilers. Don't call us if you need layers and what have you. For us, we only and only deal in the local chickens. I love you so much, guys. Till next time, bye bye. So even when I have said bye, even when I have already told you bye, just want to quickly remind you the 6 things we talked about. Number 1 was getting enough knowledge or information. Number 2 was getting good genetics or good breeds. Number 3 was we talked about nutrition and feeding. Okay, and then number 4 we talked about good management. Number 5 we talked about vaccination and vaccination and the treatments. And then number 6 we talked about marketing. So I love you so much. Bye bye.